I am Art Walker. Nice to see you this early morning. Going to put in a little bit of practice today. So, as you can see, I have got here an image that I drew with the biro pen, and I'm going to test myself today. I'm actually going to draw a similar image, not the same one, a similar image as this with the pen, and I want to time it. So I'm going to see how long it's going to take me. So feel free to draw along. I won't be doing any tutoring during this one. I'll be mainly concentrating on getting this right for myself, and hopefully by the end of the day I will have something pretty cool. So we shall see. So welcome and thank you to all that have joined me, and we will get straight into this. So I'm just going to grab my backboard. If you're not aware of my work, I draw a lot of anatomy stuff and anime and stuff like that. So you will see, if you check my feed, you'll see a lot of this kind of stuff, as I've shown you before, this kind of stuff. And now I'm just doing another practice session. So what's the time? So it's 37. I've got an image in front of me, so I will be working with a referral. So let's get into this. Let's see how we get on. So feel free to draw along. So now all I'm doing is I'm going to measure everything up. I won't make it too big, because usually I make everything a little bit too big. And then I'll put it roughly. I'm just measuring up. I could have actually put it. No, I think it might be all right here. Roughly here. So let me go. Just measuring up here quickly. Talking about this length here. Right, yeah, good. I think that should be okay. Let me just check that. Unless I want to move it along slightly. You know what? I'm going to move it along slightly. So I've got it more in the center. So of these lines, these dots, I'm going to have to ignore them. So what I'm doing is I'm just basically measuring up roughly where I want everything to be. And then now I'm going to get into the drawing aspect of it. Right, let's do it. So what I'm going to draw is the human arm, the skeletal arm. So as you can see, I've started. So let's see how we get on. I have to be careful, obviously, because I haven't got the opportunity to erase anything. So I have to try and make most of my strokes as sure as possible. So we're going to see how we get on, as always. Can be a little bit tricky sometimes. However, that's all part of the game. And what did I said we started at 37, right? Yeah, 37. So we'll see how far. I hope to. I'm going to try and limit this to half an hour. See what I can do in half an hour. So I'm going to try and push it a little bit faster than normal. I like to set these little challenges every now and again just to speed up my artwork. So if I'm not saying hello, it's not that I'm being rude. I'm just trying to get this done in a time frame. And if you are joining me, thank you for joining me. How you doing, Luke? Nice to see you. Yes, I am using a reference. Yes. However, I'm getting to the point where I don't think I will be using a reference soon. So I'm going to do that very soon. I feel like I can possibly pull this off without a reference very soon, because I've drawn it a few times now and I'm starting to understand exactly where things belong. I'm not searching as much as I used to, so I'm getting to that point, so I'm pretty proud of that. It's just a matter, I think it's just a case of when you practice enough, you start to realize things and start to know where everything belongs. Hopefully I will do the same here today. Yes, it is. It is difficult. However, with a bit of practice, you start to understand it. The more you do it, the more you start to understand it. And initially, this was quite tricky for me, but now I start to really pick up as to what I should and shouldn't do. The proportions are the more the thing that I stumble sometimes on proportion, but that's all part of the journey, I suppose. And obviously, I'm trying to put myself under a bit of pressure today to try and get this done as quick as possible. I started, what, 7 minutes ago, so time is ticking. I don't know why I always do this. I always do this. I always put myself under some sort of time pressure, and I don't really have to. It's not important, but it's just good to see how much I can pick up the information from what I'm looking at. And I feel like if you can draw the human body, you can pretty much draw anything because it is one of the hardest things I find to draw. There's so many moving parts, and but that's the challenge, right? That's the challenge. If you can get that, I think you can pretty much draw anything. And I do practice things quite a lot in order to try and achieve them. I'm just going to make sure I get this distance right here quickly. Yeah, I think it's about right. And obviously, if I make a mistake, I'm stuck with it. So that's why I'm not really interacting with you guys at the moment. Just let me get everything in place. How you doing, V? You doing all right? Did you move okay? Just doing a bit of anatomy practice today, mate. Just a bit of anatomy. And I put myself under a bit of time pressure. I think the hand is a little bit slim. I think I'm gonna have to push that out a little bit. I think I can cover that up quite nicely. So if I'm not interacting, my apologies. No, no, this is from a reference. I am not drawing this without a reference. I'm actually looking at a reference every now and again. But I was just saying to someone earlier on, I'm getting to the point where I've drawn the hand like this a couple times now, and I start to know. I'm starting to know exactly. So, for example, like here, I'm not having to really study the fingertips as much because I know roughly how they look. So it's literally, I can just glance. And then obviously, if I draw the other fingers are similar to the first one. So I don't have to study the actual fingers as much as I used to. Like now, I kind of know what I want to do already because all fingers are roughly the same. And now it's just a case of repeat. So now I'm just repeating what I did before. So you could say this part of what I'm doing is without reference in a sense. Yeah, the more I do it, the more I get used to the shapes. And I'm going to just add the last finger. It's going to be a slightly hidden. Good stuff. So, right, let's get into some of these details now. Make that a little bit larger. So, oh, I've still got 15 minutes. So let me see how I get on with that. 15 minutes. I'm quite happy about that. 15 minutes. So I gave myself a time limit of half an hour. So we're going to see if I can nail this in half an hour. How much more? Oh, I still got, how many minutes? 12 minutes? Still got 12 minutes. Oh, thank you very much for the kind gifts, everyone, to everyone that has sent me something. That's much appreciated. I hope you're enjoying this very quiet live stream. As you can see, I'm not talking very much, but I'll have a little chat afterwards. I'm just trying to smash this out the park, as they say, ASAP. Still got a little bit of time. So now I need to add some depth to the bones here. Nothing like starting your Saturday morning with a drawing test, right? Nothing like starting your Saturday morning with a drawing test. Start under pressure. So this finger, I have to show it somehow behind here. I won't go into it too much. How much time have I got? Oh, 10 minutes. Still got 10 minutes. I think we're on track today. I'm going to make that a little bit wider. It's a bit thin. Thank you to all that have joined me. Sorry I'm a bit quiet today, but you know, this is just one of those little tests that I do for myself. Every now and again, I'll just jump on it. And if you do like this type of drawing, feel free to join me in my live tutorials. I do live streams. And this just gives you a good idea as to how I train and how I practice things. I'm always experimenting with different techniques and also using these techniques in my artwork. And this is one of them. This is one of the techniques that I want to master. And I do hope to get to the point where I'm drawing a hand like this without reference. So that's one of my personal goals, artistic goal. I have another 5 minutes, so I'm feeling pretty confident now. So now I'm just going to fine tune some of these bones and some of the hatch. And add a bit more contrast in areas that need to be slightly darker. And if you like what you see, please hit the like button. I haven't said that. And I will be posting this video on my YouTube channel. If you want to watch this again, I don't know if you will. Don't know if it's very interesting to anybody else, but if you want to watch this video again, I'll post it on my YouTube channel and you can see the steps that I take. I think it's quite important to know the different steps people make to achieve certain goals. So I will be posting this as well. So I literally have 3 more minutes. And then that is my time up. Got a 3. And then I won't touch this again. I'll leave it at that. I'll just literally pen down, drop the pen as they say, or as we say. So now I'm rushing through as fast as I can, because when I literally put the pen down in 2 minutes, I won't draw any more on this. It will be done within the time frame allocated. So I'm going speed mode now. Just get that. So I've got literally 1 minute left. So I better do as much as I can, as fast as I can. And I'm glad that we did this in a live, so it makes it look even more interesting that everyone, well not everyone, a few of you have joined me for this, and you've literally seen me do it in 30 minutes. Down to the last 20 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the pen. There you go. Drawn in 30. I'm going to write that actually. Let me just change the title here. That was literally drawn. Drawn skeletal hand. I'm going to change that to drawn. Oops, excuse me. In 30 minutes. There you go. So what do you think, guys? What do you think? What do we think? Drawn in 30 minutes. Not bad, huh? Oh, wow. Thank you, Maria. Wow, thank you very much. Or was that, who sent me that? Was that Maria? Thank you very much. That is really nice. So that was literally drawn in 30 minutes. That was the first drawing of the day. I'm quite happy with it. As you can see, it's not as fine-tuned as this one. It's not as fine-tuned as this one, but this one I drew in one and a half hours, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously this one is a little bit not sketchy, but it's a little bit more hardcore. Yeah, so quite happy with that. I'm tempted to tidy some bits up, but I won't. You know what it's like. So let me just say a quick hello to anyone who's in the live. We've got 17 in the live. Thank you. Let me just scroll down a bit. Sorry about me not saying anything. Human form is difficult without reference. Yes, it is, but as I said, it's starting to stick a little bit. The more I do it, the more I understand it. I love watching people draw. My mother has a talent, unfortunately can't draw for the life of me. Yeah, but you can learn, Natty. You can definitely learn, that's for sure. Viewers just went up by like 50. Oh, it's probably gone down by 50 now as well. Never mind. It's just the way it is. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. Do you copy from? Well, I would, if I was to do this again now, I'm sure I could do it. Excuse me. And I'm thinking actually, right, why not indeed? Hold on. Let me see. If I was to I'm going to grab oh, thank you for the gift, Maria, again. I'm going to grab a piece of paper. Hold on. I'm going to grab a piece of paper. Oh, that's really generous. So now what I'm going to do is, you guys saw me draw this before, right? So I'm going to put this away. I'm going to put the reference book away. So I've literally closed it. So I've got my reference book and my drawings here. These are my drawings, right? And my reference book. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them here, as you can see. So just as a test for me, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to draw that arm again. Obviously not as detailed. And I'm going to see how fast or how much information I've taken in. So let's see how we get on. I just like to do little things like this. I know I'm a bit weird. do I need to learn? We all are learning. We all are learning. So I'm going to draw this arm again, reference free, right? So bear with me now. Chances are it can go really, really well, or it can go really, really badly. But that's the price I'm willing to pay. So I have to obviously think quite carefully now. So give me a moment. And it's not going to be as accurate. 100%. It's not going to be as accurate. However, it will be my best version of what I remember. Let me see. This bone is quite tricky. I have to think quite carefully now. So something like this. So now I'm going fully reference free, right? You won't see me looking anywhere apart from here. So this is fully reference free, right? 100%. So maybe some areas will look a little bit shady. And obviously my sketch style is going to be a little bit more freestyle. So if I'm not mistaken, I think that's about right. I think that's about right. Right, now I have to really think. Then you got this. So, right, good. I think we're good here. If I'm not mistaken. Then we've got, I'm stuck here. I'm stuck. Hold on. I'm stuck. This one was like, then it comes down to here, right? Yeah. Hold on. Oh, no, that's right. I think, yeah, that's right. I think. Was that behind or in front? Hold on. Sugar. That was behind, right? Yeah, that was behind. That was behind. Like that, yeah. So we've got this kind of ball here. And that's going behind here. And then we've got this one, two, then we got we've got all reference free now. So I'm going to compare it to the one I just did before. So, okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Don't have to go into too much more detail. I just want to look at the structure and see if I've got it. What do we think? Have I got it more or less right? Drop the pen. Make sure. Cheers, Eugene. That is really nice of you, mate. Thank you very much for the gift. So this is literally 100% reference free, right? So let me just add a little bit of shading where I know it belongs, just because I want to make sure it looks half decent, right? So 100% reference free. I did one before with a reference, and this one, my eyes did not stray anywhere, but the stuff, I put it on the floor anyway. So that would be pretty embarrassing if I did start to look down there. So I'm just hatching this up very, very quickly. And now I have my, don't know how long it took me to draw, but I don't think it definitely wasn't half an hour. I want to just add a bit on the knuckle here. Right, now I'm going to get the image. So, I think that was around 12 minutes roughly, right? I think that was around 12 minutes to do this one. So, that gift sums up everything. I'm just getting some mad gifts today. Thank you very much, Maria. That is really, really appreciated. I hope I'm inspiring you to draw. And if you are drawing, I'd love to see your work. So there you go. So this was drawn up just literally just now without reference. And this was drawn with the reference. There you go. There you go. You can see a direct side by side. Is it working better that way? No, it doesn't work. So there you go. You got a direct side by side with reference, without reference. Pretty cool stuff. So, cheers, mate. Well, that's it. I was just doing a little bit of practice. I've got to go shopping now. So, I'm quite happy with that. Considering this one took me half an hour. And this one took me around 12 minutes, give or take. So I was under a lot of time pressure with that one. And this one, I did it in an hour and a half. So that was a longer session. I wasn't under that much pressure. But it's starting to stick. I'm just going to look at these areas here. I can see that I kind of got it right here. The ball joint there is slightly not in the right place. It should be behind, so that is, it should be more over here. I did get this part sort of right, and this part here, it's a bit protruding a little bit. Got the bend in the bone correct, I think. This part, yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. These three ball shapes here. I've got the bone wrong here. I've got the bone wrong. This needs to go over. I was thinking that. It's not bad. It's not a huge mistake. Because if I had a rubber, that would be easily remedied. It goes over here. So that's the mistake I made. That's the mistake. I'm actually... Should I just... I'll leave it. I don't care. I don't care. That was a mistake. This bone was going over here, and I drew it the other way around. But as a whole, I love the hand. I'm quite happy with the hand. I'm really happy with the hand, actually. Yeah, I've got this small detail here. Yeah, that is pretty. I think that's pretty spot on, actually. Cool. So there you go. So thank you for all of your kind gifts. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you you're duly inspired by that. I'm sure I will be doing this again, maybe a different type of hand, and I'm sure it's going to get better and faster every time. So I'm going to wish you all a lovely Saturday. I might do a live later on, so if anyone's interested in possibly learning something with me, then you can join me for a live later on. And if you're not following, please do so. If you like what you see, you can find videos like these and other ones, more tutorial type ones, on my YouTube channel. So subscribe to that if you wish. And I will see some of you later on. V, have a great day, mate. Thank you for mediating while I was so quiet. I'm sure you were doing a lot of work in the background there. And you very much appreciate your help. Okay. Have a good day, and we will catch up very soon. Take care now, everyone. Bye-bye.